Tonight we are having kind of a 5-ingredient meal. Now I'm not counting things like
I got it.
that's a lot of stuff. Okay, I won't film yet. Okay, take 2. We're having somewhat of a 5-ingredient dinner. Now, I'm not counting things like olive oil or spices as one of the ingredients, and I'm also gonna be adding an optional 6th ingredient. Anyway, we are starting with this sweet Italian style chicken sausage, and I'm just going to be cutting this into coin sizes, what do you call it? Slicing into coins. That's what it is. And I'm gonna use all of them because why not? I also wanna say that you can definitely use a pork sausage or even a beef, but the chicken sausage is perfect for this recipe. So just slicing it up, and I'm going to be doubling the amount of orzo in this recipe because the last couple times that I've only made a cup of orzo, it's not been quite enough for our family. So I'm gonna double that up to make sure we have plenty, and I'd rather have leftovers, to be honest. We can eat them for lunch tomorrow. So we're just gonna get, ooh, don't lose it. We're just gonna get everything prepped over here before we head over to the stove, because once we head over there, it's gonna come together really quick. This is one of those great summertime dinners, and let me tell you why I love, summer or spring, let me tell you why I love orzo in the summer or the spring. It's a pasta, but it's more similar to the shape of rice. It's not as heavy as a pasta or a rice. So I like that because it's kind of like a refreshing flavor and it's not too heavy. You know, for some reason you just don't want to eat as heavy meals in the spring and the summer. You want something that's like a lighter. A chicken sausage and orzo skillet is a great idea. Something with lime, if you can add lime to a recipe, which I have one coming up and it sounds so good, but it's like a spring, summer type of meal. Those to me just scream out summer. All right, so I've got that all cut up. I wanna go ahead and measure out 2 cups of orzo. And like I said, you can use however much you want, but we've just found lately that, I'm spilling it, 1 cup is not quite enough for our family. 2 cups of orzo, ready to go. And I tried to scoop it up and most of it went on the floor. Let's add some minced garlic into a little bowl here so that we've already got that separated out and ready to go. That's one thing that I love. Once I'm ready to cook something over on the stovetop, if I have everything already portioned out, I genuinely feel like it's so much easier. We need about 4 cloves of garlic, and remember, I doubled the amount of orzo, so a little more is not gonna hurt. And then we need to measure out some chicken broth, chicken stock, whatever you're comfortable using. You guys know we love bone broth, and I was so excited to find that Sam's Club actually sells this in bulk now. In the past, I'd only seen them have chicken broth and chicken stock. Now they sell organic bone broth, and I am ecstatic. We're gonna need 4 cups of broth since we doubled the orzo. If you're only doing a cup of orzo, then you just need 2 cups of broth. And I think this is my last carton. You guys know that sometimes I make my own bone broth, but it really is so convenient and easy when you have one of these. So I need to go ahead and place another order. We've got our chicken sausage. We've got the orzo. We've got the chicken broth or stock. We've got the garlic. So that's 4 ingredients. The last ingredient is some shaved or shredded Parmesan. We're gonna need about a 4th cup or so. So I have another one that I'm gonna go ahead and grate so that that will be good to go as well. Using the ever so handy, always available right next to me, cheese grater. Make sure I get it all out of there. This can go in the dishwasher and this can get put away. All 5 of our ingredients, but let me show you the optional one. You do not have to do this. Now, I have this already available in my fridge that I had for a different recipe. I made this egg salad that was so good from a friend of mine on Instagram, and it required arugula. When I thought about this being an optional ingredient, it's so perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and use it, but I already have it. So don't feel like you have to invest in this if you're gonna make this recipe. Another optional ingredient is red pepper flakes. If you want a little bit of heat in this, go ahead and add some of those. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do is turn our heat onto about a medium high, and I'm adding a little bit of avocado oil into my pan. Feel free to use whatever kind of oil you prefer. I'm adding in the cut chicken sausage, and I'm gonna let that saute for just a couple of minutes before we add in any of the other ingredients. Almost lost that. These have some good color. You can start to see that color on each one of them, which is awesome. That's what we're looking for. It smells really good already, and we haven't even added in the other ingredients. Okay, so these have cooked for about 5 minutes, which is a good amount of time. I'm gonna turn my heat down more to a medium and add in the minced garlic. Stir that around a bit. And add in the 2 cups of dried Orzo. And we're gonna let that toast for just a couple minutes. It is so fragrant in here right now. Oh my goodness. This smells delicious. Oh, we got flying Orzo. Actually, probably should have kept my heat up on high to toast up that Orzo. I just don't want the garlic to burn, because then that's disgusting. Okay, we're really just letting it toast for 1 to 2 minutes. I'm pouring in the 4 cups of chicken broth. We want this to come up to a boil, so I'm turning up my heat for just a minute. It shouldn't take too long, but I do want to add some salt. You can also add pepper here, just depending on whatever your preference is. Let's stir this. We want to make sure nothing sticks, but I do have my heat on high to bring this up to a boil. All right, we've got a boil, which is what we want. Now we're going to turn this down to just a simmer and then put a lid on it and let it cook for about 15 minutes with the lid on, but we are going to stir occasionally to make sure nothing sticks at the bottom. Okay, it has been 15 minutes. There's definitely still some liquid in here, so I'm gonna leave the lid off to cook for a few more minutes and let some of that liquid evaporate, but we're going to let it cook maybe 5 more minutes or so, and then I think it should be good to go. I'm just gonna taste Orzo and make sure it's done.
When we get to the liquid, we'll only use it for the battles.
Okay, that liquid evaporated quickly, which is exactly what we wanted, because I have hungry family waiting to eat. Let's add in our cheese. And I'm gonna turn the heat off and add in some arugula. Add in as much or as little as you like. Just a few handfuls works. We're gonna stir this in and it's ready to serve. All right, I love this because arugula, like I said before, Orzo just screams summer to me, but so does arugula. I love arugula at this time of year. Let's get a little bite with the chicken sausage. Such bold and delicious flavors, but it's also really fresh because of those other ingredients in there. 1 pot, 5 ingredients. This is so perfect. You definitely should try this one. Okay, take 2. We are having somewhat of a 5. Are you trying to do that? We're having somewhat of a 5 ingredient dinner. You guys already know how much I love the Osea products, but I have to tell you about this one that I just started using. It is the Undaria Collagen Body Lotion. And the first thing I have to comment on before anything else is to tell you that it has the most beautiful scent. I love it, and I am very sensitive when it comes to scents. If you don't like scents, it does come in a fragrance-free version, so don't worry, you can get either one of them. This lotion is perfect for summer. It's really lightweight. It absorbs instantly into the skin, so you don't have to worry about just sitting on top of the skin. Not only is it beautifully scented with this like mild sweet scent, but it has the most beautiful frosted glass packaging. It's got all of these great anti-aging ingredients that promote brighter, smoother, and firmer looking skin. It has a plant-derived collagen. In addition to all of those other great things, it is a family-owned company since 1996. It is vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, climate neutral, California-made, and plant-based. You can use the code AMBERBIRD10 for 10% off site-wide, but do it quickly because this code is only active until June 30th. I'm telling you, you will not regret picking up a bottle of this right here. During the summer, you cannot go wrong with an Italian sausage sandwich or like a kielbasa sandwich or something like that. We are going to be using Italian sausage. I just picked this up yesterday, and when I saw it in the grocery store, I was like, yep, that's for me right now. Now you can add peppers and onions. I'm only gonna be adding peppers to our recipe, and we're just gonna cut these into strips and we will saute them. You can do these on the grill. Do them however you want. I'm gonna cut these just into like strip size pieces. That will be perfect to go on these. Feel free to do these on the grill. Like I said, we are kind of short on time tonight, so because of that, I'm gonna be making them over on the stovetop, keeping it really simple and really easy. Actually, should we make these on the grill?
We don't have any.
Oh.
Yeah.
We can't make them on the grill because we ran out of, what is it called, propane? Propane. Oh well. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and saute all of these because one thing I like to do if there's leftovers is add them to my eggs in the morning. So good. I do feel like this is a really standard dinner that most people know about, and it's probably something that you have regularly in your household, but when thinking about spring and summer dinners that we love, I couldn't not add this one because it's just so good. Now that's a lot, but obviously I'm gonna save some for breakfast in the mornings. All right, so let's start by getting those green peppers sauteed. I'm going to heat up my pan and put some, this is avocado oil, but you guys know, I tell you, use whatever you wanna use. Now to go with dinner tonight, we are having a pasta salad that I love. It is so refreshing and so perfect for summer. It's so good. I'm telling you, it is absolutely one of my favorites, and it's perfect for this meal. All right, so we've got our sweet Italian sausage here. Feel free to use whatever kind of sausage you prefer. We're just gonna push these peppers out of the way and we can cook everything right here in this pan, which is so perfect. And these are just gonna cook up. I really don't even add a lot of seasoning to these, or any, if honestly any seasoning, because they're just so good. So we'll put everything here in this pan and go ahead and cook it. And then this will be good to go to serve up shortly. All right, we have a lightly toasted bun here. And personally, I like to put some stone ground mustard. I think that is so perfect for this recipe, but I would just say whatever you love on yours, that's what you should put on there. Take this over to the stove and get my sausage and my peppers in there. I'm also currently cooking dinner for my church tomorrow, so the kitchen is a little crazy right now. Okay, we're gonna add some pasta salad to these plates and we're ready to serve. I mean, it's the perfect spring or summertime dinner. You're gonna love it. Perfect with that stone ground mustard. We love that, or like a whole grain Dijon, so delicious. I feel like you have to have that to go with these. I initially had not planned to film tonight, but then I realized how well this fits into a summer or spring dinner. And so that's what this video is all about. And so we are going to go ahead and film this. Okay, we are gonna take some coconut oil. You can definitely use other oils for this, but coconut oil adds this different flavor to these sweet potatoes. And so that's why we're using that. It's really good. Feel free to substitute, but if you have coconut oil, this makes all the difference. So I'm gonna use about 1.5 tablespoons. I have 3 pretty large sweet potatoes that I peeled and just cubed to put into this bowl. I'm gonna pop this in the microwave. Even though it's already really soft, I want it to be completely melted. So I'm gonna pop it in the microwave for just a couple of seconds, and then we can drizzle it all over the sweet potatoes. Okay, so just take that all over the sweet potatoes. You can use more, you can use less, it's totally up to you. This seasoning should be no surprise. The Kevin's all-purpose seasoning has been really good for stuff like this. So we're just going to sprinkle that. I'm gonna toss, I'll sprinkle again and toss again. Oh man, should have used a bigger bowl. That's that spatial awareness coming into play. A little more of the Kevin's seasoning. It is oh so good. Now, we've made these in the air fryer and in the oven. You can do them however you would like. I'm gonna use the air fryer because it's a little bit faster than the oven. So I'm gonna put these in my air fry basket, and we're gonna cook these on I usually go in between 375 and 390. I don't know, honestly, what the best temperature is for air fryer stuff. I feel like I'm still not overly confident in those temperatures, but it seems to work just fine. We usually will air fry them for about 20 minutes. I check them, see how it is, make sure it's good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the air fry basket, but we're not gonna put these on just yet. Also, that's a very full air fry basket. Could separate this out and do it in 2 different batches. We'll just mix them up midway and hope that, oh, that one's lost. Where's the dog? Hope that these turn out all right. I had already pulled bacon out to make it earlier today, so I am prepping bacon really for the week, but also for this recipe. So we're just cooking it up on our stovetop. Once the temperature starts to get warm out, a lot of times we switch to the grill for dinners because obviously it's hot outside and we don't want to heat up the entire kitchen as well. So I would say it's actually pretty common that we use our grill. I mean, we use our grill a lot during the year, but definitely during the spring and summer. I have 2 fairly large chicken breasts here. We pretty much do this whether we're grilling or not grilling. First of all, I like to cut the fat off because I think it's gross. So I usually will go in and do that if there's any to cut off. And then another thing I like to do is, I mean, you can butterfly them, but I actually cut them all the way through. So I just take my knife and we're gonna thin them out by cutting them. You can use a meat mallet if you want to pound them out, but I usually just cut them in half. Okay, so we've got now 4 pieces of chicken, which is perfect. I'm gonna take some barbecue sauce on the top of each one of these. I should probably show you, we are using Sweet Baby Ray's. I've made my own barbecue sauce before and it's very good. And in fact, if I had more time tonight, I'd probably do that because we really do like the homemade version. But I saw this in the fridge and it actually gave me the inspiration for the entire rest of the meal. So about 45 minutes ago, I really wasn't sure what we were having for dinner tonight. Okay, so just this goes all over the top of the chicken. And then, okay, we're gonna not use that again until we wash it. I'm gonna add that same Kevin's seasoning to the chicken. Before we take these out to the grill, I wanna make sure that my bacon is done, so I'm not just leaving that in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the sweet potatoes into the air fryer. We're gonna take these out to the grill, get them on and cooking. My grill is nice and hot. Also, if you're wondering what that is at the back there, it is a smoker box. We actually used it for our ribs that we made the other day and we just haven't taken it off yet. I'm gonna let these cook for just a couple minutes and then I will come out and check them again and flip them over. While everything is cooking, I'm gonna take some of this bacon that we cut up and I just want to make it half sizes. So probably 5 pieces or so. We're just going to break in half so that that's all ready to go. Yeah, we'll do 5. If we need more, we can add more. And then for our cheese tonight, we're gonna be using provolone cheese. Feel free to use whatever kind of cheese your family loves. Cheese, just cheese in general, would be delicious. So we're going to get this ready. There we go. So that's all set. So from the very little that I know and understand about grilling, once the chicken no longer sticks to the grates, that's when you want to turn it. You don't want to turn it before, because then half the chicken's going to stay on the grates. Also, this is not easy to do while I'm holding the camera. All right, let's add some sauce on this side too. Oh man, I forgot to bring the Kevins out. Gotta go get the Kevins. All right, let's add this. These are actually just about done. It's not gonna take long at all. Probably could have started the sweet potatoes a little earlier. All right, so now we add some more Kevin's seasoning. And then to the top of each one, I'm gonna add some bacon. And then each one also gets some provolone cheese. We'll close this thing up, it'll melt. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Ooh, that's hot. Back away. Now, at some point in this process, my microphone actually ran out of battery, so I'm talking to you guys about trying the chicken, and then you aren't going to actually hear what my thoughts were. But this was so delicious. We loved this one. It felt like the perfect type of summer or spring meal. You get that bacon and the cheese. Grilled chicken is absolutely our favorite type of chicken. The sweet potatoes, this is such a great way to cook them. If you have an air fryer, we love making them this way. We usually cook them about 20 minutes and they turn out to be the right consistency. But if you're making a lot, like I did here, you might want to go closer to 25 minutes. But this was great. We also topped it with a little bit of parsley just for color. This is a great option for a spring or summertime dinner. Our verse today comes from Romans 8:1. There is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. If you enjoyed today's video, I have another video listed right above that you definitely want to check out. Don't forget to check out the link in my description box for Osea and use my code AMBERBIRD10 for 10% off site-wide at Osea.